Good morning. Thank you for joining me, Coach Michael, on your Monday morning. I shared last week that this week we're going to have a special guest. The letter for today is M. The word is mentorship. And our guest is Brad Sugars from Action Coach International, an organization that was started 24 and a half years ago to get coaches all around the world working with business owners just like you to take your business to the next level. And it's not going to be a video today, it's going to be an audio, so listen clearly in this conversation because I believe Brad has some very good highlights to share. So I want to thank you for joining us, Coach Michael, on your Monday morning, and enjoy this interview. Thank you.
Well, good morning, Brad. To stay consistent, I'm doing a blog video series about the ABCs of creating a successful organization. And this week we're on the letter M. And I chose a word called mentorship, and I can't think of anyone better to interview than you on mentorship. So first, if you take just a few moments to just introduce yourself to the listeners, tell them what you're all about, tell them about your organization, and then we'll get right to it. Does that work for you?
Hey, yeah, buddy. Hi, gang. Welcome. Mentorship. I feel like it's the letter M. I feel like I'm at my kids' preschool. I have twin 4-year-olds, so, each week they do a different letter at school too. Mentorship. Dang, Action Coach. I started Action Coach 24 and a half years ago. It'll be our 25th birthday in a couple of months. And looking at building a business that could help other business people grow their business. And that's in essence what we do in 77 countries, more than thousands of team members around the world. So it's a lot of fun doing that. Most of what I do these days is I buy companies and I expand them across the world. That's more the fun stuff that I do. I just put a veterinary business a couple of weeks back. Looking at a HR company. I think I'll close on that one in a few weeks' time. And just lots of those sorts of things, Michael. Teaching, writing books. So what am I up to now? 16 books on the subject of business. More of these podcasts and interviews than I can imagine. But lots of fun teaching, Michael. Lots and lots.
Excellent. So you have a heck of a journey, Brad. So if you'd be so kind to share with the audience, what was one of your first mentors that really made a big impact on your life, both in life and business?
Oh, dang. I go back then, to answer that question, I'm going to go back to when I was 16. I won the Rotary Youth Leadership Award in my area. I had to go and give a speech and stand in front of a group and answer questions. And what that meant is they sent me away for a 1-week-long training on leadership and success and how to be successful in, life more than business at that age. But I think that changed the direction for me to be able to do it. That's why, anytime I see anyone, coming to my seminar, if you've got 16-year-old kids or 15, 14, bring them to the seminars that you're going to. It's never too early for them to learn that stuff.
So was there anyone particular, any one name that you can go back to, Brad, that really impulsed you to start your journey of where you are today? I guess the first person that I ever went to a seminar with after that event was Jim Rohn, E. James Rohn. So I could probably point towards Mr. Rohn, but I'd read so many books then. I started with the classics, the How to Win Friends and Influence People, Think and Grow Rich, The Richest Man in Babylon, and all of these, Magic of Thinking Big, all of those classic books on how to be successful. So a lot of my mentors, Michael, I never got to meet because they were in books. They were people that I got to learn from who'd written their life story or written their life learnings down. So people always often ask, what's the secret to success? The secret is get a library card, or jump on YouTube and watch not cat videos, but other training things. So Mr. Rohn was probably the first one. He taught me, I was 16 in the Brisbane City Town Hall. I think I was one of the youngest people in the room. I remember running up to him afterwards to get him to sign my notes and saying, Mr. Rohn, can you tell me what's the secret for a young man to be successful? And he said, son, it's simple. Read a book a week for the rest of your life. And he'd already said that in the seminar, but I thought, dang, that must be the key. That must be the thing. And so I just started reading. And I remember at age 31, I got to be on stage with Mr. Rohn, and I was out back in the green room and showed him my notes from when I was 16. And And he read through my notes. He said, "These are great notes. Well done. Congratulations. And please call me Jim." I said, "Yes, Mr. Rohn." You know, some people earn that right to be Mr. And he was definitely that one for me.
Excellent. And why do you believe mentorship is so important to anyone who's looking to get better at both in business and in life?
Oh, buddy, that's a big, big question. Why do we believe coaching is important for sport? Why do we believe that actors have coaches? Why do we believe that anyone who wants to get better at anything goes and finds someone who's already done it? You know, mentorship or coaching or whatever terminology we want to use for it is really important for three main reasons. Number one, you can't see the forest for the trees. And until you realize that you can't see the problems in your own life or your own business, you know, you're not going to go and fix those things because you can't even notice that they're the problem. The second one is that your mentor should bring knowledge to the table that you don't have. You know, especially in business, Michael, you know, I don't know about you, but it's hard to find the time to learn every single thing you need to learn. If I can go to someone who can point me in the right direction, then that makes my life so much simpler than having to go and learn it all myself. If I've got a mentor who can ask me the top 5 questions and get me thinking the right way, that makes my life a lot simpler. So I would say that knowledge is that. And the third is the accountability factor that a mentor or a good coach brings. You know, they hold you accountable. In business, if you're the owner of the business and you're the CEO of the company, you're doing a bad job at both of them. You know, you're the owner's lying to the CEO, the CEO's lying to the owner. They're both saying, yeah, I did the most work possible. If you employed someone to be CEO, you'd be tougher on them. But it's kind of like personal trainers in sport, Michael. I know the accountability factor is massive. I mean, I have a personal trainer who turns up to my house 5 days a week to make me do exercise. Now, I would exercise with or without them, but I probably wouldn't do 5 days a week. And I probably wouldn't do those extra 5 burpees when, you know, when I felt, well, that feels like enough, you know, that feels good. I've worked out, I'm sweating, I'm okay. So they're the 3 main reasons I see coaching or mentoring really working with people.
Excellent. Thank you, Brad. And what would you recommend to somebody what would they begin to look for in a mentor if they were to hire a mentor or a coach for themselves?
Are we talking personal life or business life?
I think personal and business is pretty much the same thing because your business is a reflection of you. So when we get into the business at some point in time, we're going to get into the personal. Would you agree?
I mean, you definitely do. You can't coach a business person to run a better business and not have it impact their personal life as well, because business impacts personal life time after time. All right, let's take a look at it from that angle. First things first, do they have a systematic methodology to help you do what you want to do? If it's a fitness coach or a fitness mentor, do they have a system that will get you there? Not do they know a bit about it, but do they have an actual system that they can show you that here is the way that we do this? And, you know, because you've got to believe in the system that they're presenting to you in order to follow it. You can't, if you don't believe in it, you're not going to do it type thing. The second thing is, do you get along with them? Is there a personality match? If there's no personality match, it's going to be difficult because, you know, you're going to be with this person for many years in most cases. You've got to get along. You've got to be that. And so I would always look for that. The one thing I wouldn't look for is, are they in the same industry as me? The same industry is one of the worst ever things of coaching because they still, you know, why coaching works in many cases is because the person can see the forest for the trees because they're not from your industry. They don't have those base assumptions that everyone in your industry has. Therefore, they help you change the way you do it. You know, disruption and innovation doesn't happen usually from an insider to an industry. It usually happens from an outsider to that industry, stepping in going, wow, I'd look at it from this angle. Why haven't you all looked at it from this angle? So I think they're the important things, buddy. It's one of those things that coaching works. And if you get along with your coach, it's going to be even better than it is. But if they've got a great system that performs, then that's also important.
Excellent.
But I think probably more important than all of that, Michael, is that start with one, and don't sort of throw the baby out with the bathwater. If that particular coaching, if it reaches a conclusion, then go and find your next level of coach. Don't just stop coaching.
Oh, thank you. Well, Brad, really appreciate your time today. I think this was a great conversation on mentorship. I couldn't think of anybody better to interview on this word than you. And would you like to give any last closing comments to our viewers today?
Well, I think first and foremost, it's a simple thing. You can't out-earn your learning. So learn more, keep learning and understanding. One other thing I do want to say, though, Michael, before I get off this, is if you're watching this and Michael isn't your coach, please get on the phone. Please go see him and get in touch with, because his clients love him. He gets great results with them. I reviewed a bunch of testimonials for you prior to coming on this, Michael. I'm quite stunned. By the way, they don't always love you. Some of them are like, dang, he's tough on me, which is very good to see as well. So, yeah, please make sure you get in touch with Michael if you're watching this and he's not working with you directly.
Well, thank you for your time today, Brad, and hopefully some of our viewers will come out to South Carolina next February and come to our Business Excellence Forum and learn more about how they can help get their business grow and see why we're the best in awarding business owners.
Yeah, look, Michael, I love teaching this stuff. I get to build businesses every day, but my hobby is teaching, and I really enjoy doing it. So thanks for the interview. Thanks, everybody watching, and keep growing your business.